Hey guys, welcome back to another great episode. Today I'm going to be talking. I don't really know what I'm going to be talking about. To be honest, it's more difficult than I thought to carry a conversation with you people and also play chess at a good level. So we'll see how I do. I am playing chess. It's a blitz game, and hopefully I'll think of some exciting story to tell you. One thing that comes to mind is this is the Nimzo Indian defense variation, by the way. It's a good opening that I use fairly often. I'm not sure what that on push does though. I've not seen that before, so we'll just double his pawns. Um, right. So I wanted to tell you something about this channel. My next video is going to be a last mage standing video, which is a small game, very small game that I like to play um, whenever I can. It's interesting. It has good content, and it basically ends up looking something like Brawl Stars, but 2D. And I think you'll love it. I'm pretty good at it. I can't wait to share some of this interesting and exciting gameplay with you. So that will be my next video, and I'll probably touch on several other subjects over the next few uploads. But again, I don't really have a set schedule for when I want to say things and what I want to say. So it's not going to be the most organized thing in the world. If you came to this channel looking for organization, you came to the wrong place. That actually kind of does remind me of a story. One time when when I was pretty young, I was in West Africa in Burkina Faso, and there was this little game park called Mazinga. It's a lovely game park with all what? Hang on, he just sacrificed his rook for a pawn. So I'll be curious to see what he has to say about this. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, I was almost trampled by warthogs. If you don't know what a warthog is, they're these big, ugly pigs with, well, actually, they're rather beautiful, with hair sticking out at all sorts of odd angles, and they've got big tusks. And I was in Nzinga, which is a great little place, and there were warthogs all over the place. However, I was only about 9, so I was very young, and the game park that we were staying at didn't happen to have any restrooms in the bungalows, so you had to walk a little bit outside to get to the restroom, and that's what I did. When one time I think it was the second to last day we were there, but I'm not sure about the details. It's been such a long time. But as me and my family were, enjoying the scenery, there were elephants, there were beautiful green monkeys, there were all kinds of interesting animals. But as we were sitting there enjoying the scenery, uh, I decided to wander across a path, and out of nowhere, probably 50 or 60 warthogs burst into view, and they they were really interesting. These warthogs, they basically swarmed me, but I felt like Mufasa from The Lion King being chased down by wildebeest. Of course, these were not wildebeest, but warthogs. But the concepts felt similar. At any rate, these these warthogs, I don't think I was in any serious danger, but they passed probably 10 feet in front of me, all 50 of them, just going, and it made a very forceful impression on me because I got to see some of the power of nature, some of the beauty of nature, and just I got to consider what that would look like in real action. You see things on like our planet or some of those nature shows, and you think, oh, how awesome this nature is. And it's sometimes a little bit startling to realize just how real and present that nature really is. Like it is right there. You can go and see it if you really want to. Um, so yeah, that's a little anecdote from my past, which I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully it taught you a little something about myself. Um, Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I need to defend my B7 pawn. Yeah. Well, I think that's all for that story. I may just focus on this chess game so that I'm able to, make accurate moves. I've noticed that I struggle to play really accurately if my if I'm distracted by what I'm talking about. Like, it's easy for me to trail off in mid-sentence, or, well, in some cases, it's even easier for me to just totally forget what I was talking about and talk about something else. But yeah, we have this guy. We're clearly up a rook and 2 pawns. We've played a very standard game against him, and I think we're going to win pretty handily. My basic plan is going to be to get my king out of the way, push this pawn, or not this pawn, push this pawn, get my bishop involved, and hopefully deliver the finishing blow to the king. Obviously, also this. Oh, I have a much more convenient checkmate in one that I just missed. Well, don't be like me. Don't miss the checkmate ones. Um, and we'll play, I think, one more. We've got time. We've only been in this video for about 6 minutes. Maybe I'll even give you a sneak peek at what last mage standing looks like. I think you'll be very excited to see that gameplay, and I can't wait to share it with you. I think that sometimes it's just fun to find a little game, a little something to be good at, because we can't be good at everything. We can't be good at some of these amazing, challenging games all the time. It's perfectly reasonable to just be mediocre. So that's what I am. And on these littler games, you have a really passionate fan base who love what they're playing, because we think it's just the best. So hopefully that's your experience of Last Mage Standing. It was mine. Yeah, and best of luck. If there's any kind of funky checks, I'll move my bishop back to block. And I'm going to castle queenside just to create tension on the board. Something in chess you need to know is that if you feel like you want an interesting game, one way to do it is to castle queenside. It is... my bishop will be undefended though, so I'm going to move back here. I'm going to have to push this pawn. I may end up castling kingside just to be safe, honestly, because if I castle queenside now, I still have this pawn imbalance, and yep, there we go, my queen is attacked. And the bishop is staring right into the square, which is basically where my king would end up if I did a long castle. So now that I think about it, it might be a better idea to take a more conservative approach and castle kingside. Although I fear it could be a little bit more boring. But I don't think you guys are here for the exciting chess so much as the good chess and the fun stories. So that's what we're going to go with. If anyone wants to comment what story I should do next, I can't decide between when I learned how to scuba dive and when I learned how to fly. I can fly planes and I can scuba dive. So it's up to you. You guys get to choose the next topic if you want to comment. I know currently I have no viewers, so that might be a little bit difficult. But if I eventually get one of you guys, hopefully you'll be able to choose some of the topics for later on videos. One thing that I'm going to try and do, because of these dark square weaknesses, is, as I've outlined in my arrows, I'm going to bring my queen up to g5, threaten queen to f6, and then queen to g7 checkmate. The king is kind of immobilized. You can't escape this way because the bishop is guarding. Yep, if the pawn is pushed, I can just capture it, although the square will be defended. And, what shall I do? If I go here, takes, that will not work. So I'm going to move my bishop back to somewhere a little bit more fun, I guess. We're going to pre-move taking. Another helpful thing in blitz games like these is I don't know if he's going to take my rook, but I do know if he does take my rook, I will 100% capture back with my rook. So I'll pre-move that, because it just saves me a little bit of time, keeps the clock on him, and saves me space to think, because it's kind of a no-brainer move. When you have no-brainer moves like that, and here we go, checkmate is inevitable, I think. I'm going to win this game. There is no escape. Yeah. You want to watch out for things like that. I am curious because right here, instead of recapturing, I probably could have gone queen and gotten checkmate a move early after takes and takes. But I wonder if Stockfish agrees. Ah, look at that. Stockfish does agree. Because the queen can prevent it. So I did make a mistake at the last point. What I really needed to do instead of taking the rook was threaten checkmate. Because even if the queen, well, let me explain. If I go here, I'm threatening checkmate in 1. Even if the rook takes with check, and I take back, there's no way to stop to defend this square. Whereas the method that I chose, capturing back, means that this pawn can be pushed to delay checkmate. The queen can go to d6 to block this square, so I can't threaten checkmate. And there are options available for the black pieces. So I did not make the correct call there, but it's okay because we won in the end. Today's been kind of successful. We won 2 games against lower-rated opponents. And, oh boy, we did not perform well. 73% accuracy with 3 blunders. Well, let's see. Let's break it down. One of my blunders was moving my queen here because it allows queen to f6. Let's see. What is the line that it does not like? If queen to f6, bishop to e5, knight takes e5, pawn takes, and queen takes. I can't castle because my bishop is pinned, and I'm in a bad position overall. There will be some sort of Alekhine's gun where the rooks will get behind the queen, and I will lose a piece here. That's unfortunate, but that's a kind of a high-level blunder, so I'm not even too upset at myself for making that. It's kind of a complicated situation. And as we progress through the game, most of these moves are pretty reasonable, but I made an inaccuracy here. I should have developed my bishop to the more reasonable square that was attacking more squares instead of all the way up to h6. I want to know what my last 2 blunders were. One blunder was moving the bishop back. I blundered it to a draw because I was in a winning position and blundered to a draw. So I'm not losing, but I lost the advantage, and then I lost the advantage again by missing mate in 3. But I found mate in 2, so there you go. That's the analysis of that game. Thank you all for watching, and tell me what you want to have. I can make this channel whatever you want. To my 1 faithful viewer, hopefully you enjoy this video, and hopefully you go and have a great rest of your day. I hope that tomorrow, when you wake up, you have an amazing breakfast. Well, that's all I've got today. Bye.